If you want to lose belly fat, here are the 3 stages that you need to understand going from 20 to 15 to 10%. This is going to be super simple. To get to 20% body fat, simply cutting out processed foods out of your diet and replacing those with more wholesome foods will massively make an improvement to your body fat percentage. Moving more, it has been shown that by just doing simply 10,000 steps a day, for example, will help you actually not feel so hungry, and which is super important when you're on a fat loss journey. And then on top of that, by moving more, you'll be burning more calories, which is obviously extremely important when it comes to fat loss, as you need to be on a calorie deficit. In stage 2, to get to 15% body fat, follow these 4 principles. Protein and fats, those are extremely important for you to make sure are hit on a daily basis, because not only are those important for you to build muscle and regulate your hormones, they are super important for you to make sure you're not hungry. Those are essential to get the right nutrients and reduce your hunger. That brings me on to training. If your training program is correct, then what you'll find is your hormones are balanced better, which then doesn't affect your nutrition, because when you're not hormonally balanced, then you'll find yourself having extremely high cravings and not really feeling on point. Number 3 is movement. If your movement is on point and you're doing the right amount of steps per day, etc., you'll find that you're not as hungry as we mentioned on stage 1. And that is always going to be a fundamental factor when it comes into losing any amount of fat at any stage. Your weekends are going to be essential, because when you are just eating healthy, what you'll find is you're overeating on calories, and you'll find it hard to go from 20 to 15% body fat with that style. And that is some people's biggest frustrations when they're going in that journey. So by making sure your weekends are still on point, this is going to make a massive difference. Having one cheat meal might be fine for you, to be honest, but having any more than that, it's going to be difficult for you to make sure you're regulating your nutrition correctly. Into stage 3, from going to 15 to 10% body fat. Count your calories. If you are someone who's able to count their calories and find this achievable, then making sure you're hitting the right amount of calories per day will be essential for you to go down another 5% body fat. If you are someone that's not going to do that, you're not going to count your calories, or it just completely overwhelms you, like myself, who's actually got down to around 10% body fat without counting calories before, you can be more strict. So taking out things like dates, honey in your diet, and really being strict just with your meat, fruit, vegetables as a strict foundation will most likely get you down to 10% without actually having to specify on the amount of calories you have in every single meal. When it comes to the weights training and cardio, you have to be very specific here. You're making sure that you're getting a right amount of recovery between training sessions, and making sure that the weights training that you're doing is lower volume. So you're not destroying your body and you're needing days of recovery or you're exhausted. By making sure they're getting the right amount of cardio, say for example 1 to 2 times per day, this will be super helpful for you, not only to burn calories, but again, you're not overdoing it in the gym, which most people go wrong with, and where they end up burning themselves out and being exhausted. The last one is protein, fats, and carbs. Make sure you're getting those sources from your meat, your fruit, and your vegetables, as I mentioned. Those are the best ways to do it, as they're more satiating, they're going to keep you fuller for longer, there's way more nutrients inside, and your body will thank you for that.